Good morning, students. Today, in this lecture number 4, we are going to study the Shakespearean tragedies. In the previous lectures, lecture number 2 and 3, we have discussed some examples of Shakespeare tragedies. For example, King Lear and Hamlet. Today, we will discuss the tragedy like Macbeth and Othello after King Lear, and because we have already seen, discussed, analyzed the King Lear, its characteristics and plot. Yesterday we have discussed in detail the Hamlet. Today we will discuss Macbeth and Othello. Dear students, when you study the tragedies like Macbeth, Othello, you will come to know that why the tragedies of such great people took place, why they have lost their life, their kingdom, their name, and their overall identity. We have seen in the case of King Lear and also in the case of Hamlet how due to their own fault they have lost not only their life but their whole everything, their kingdom, their life, their beloved, and so on. Now in the case of Macbeth also, because the play, each play, King Lear centers on King Lear, Hamlet centers on Hamlet, and Macbeth is also a brave soldier who become more ambitious and becomes the king of Scotland and finally loses everything. And in the case of Othello also, who loves Desdemona a lot, but due to a little doubt on his beloved Desdemona, he loses his life. So this Macbeth tragedy centers on the character of Macbeth and his wife. We also say that Lady Macbeth. Macbeth and Lady Macbeth centers on this, and Othello centers on Othello and Desdemona, his wife. So how this tragedy works, that is very well highlighted. So when we look at the tragedy Macbeth, we will come to know that what is the plot of this tragedy Macbeth. Dear students, Macbeth is the story of a brave warrior, adventurous man, brave man, and who has fought many battles. And finally, due to his bravery, adventures, and number of victories, he gets many rewards. And the King Duncan has promoted him as a Thane of Order. Then he also go through the prophecy of the witches and becomes the king. Now Lady Macbeth is also responsible for his death and also the three witches. Dear friends, when Macbeth was returning after the battle to his kingdom, to the palace of the King Duncan, at that time he and his friend Banquo was his close friend. They came across the three witches at the wizard place, at the deserted place. And what happened there? When the three witches, without any intention of these Macbeth and Banquo, they expressed their prophecies and witches says to the Macbeth that when you return into the court in the palace of King Duncan, you will be declared as a Thane of Border. Means Macbeth. And when you confuse that, how is it possible? Because the Thane of Border is alive, then how he will get the same position? But when he returned into the court, the king announced that from today onwards Macbeth will be the Thane of Border. Macbeth shocked, because the earlier Thane of Border has done some wrongdoing, so he was dismissed from the post, and Macbeth becomes the Thane of Border. The same story Macbeth narrates to the Lady Macbeth, and Lady Macbeth and Macbeth becomes ambitious, because what the prophecy has expressed, it became right. And the next prophecy was done by the witches that you will become the king. The same time Macbeth says that to the Lady Macbeth, how is it possible? Because the Thane of Border was dismissed, so I got the position of Thane of Border. So when the King Duncan is alive and he has two sons, then how they will, or how I will become the king? Because King Duncan is alive, and after his death, the right goes to his son. So at that time, what happened? Lady Macbeth, being a more ambitious lady, murderous nature lady, says to Macbeth that first prophecy was fulfilled, came true. Now the second, we have to make it true. How? We will invite, as per the ritual, we will invite King Duncan and his sons to our palace, to our home for the feast, and in the late night we will kill King Duncan, and the very next day you will become the king. And as per the plan, King Duncan along with his two sons come to the Macbeth's home, and in the late night, Lady Macbeth and Macbeth kills to the King Duncan. When the news of King Duncan spreads, his two sons run away from that place, and so very next day, Macbeth becomes King Macbeth. So, dear friends, the first incident took place naturally, coincidentally. But in the case of second, this Macbeth becomes the king by killing King Duncan. So here the tragedy of Macbeth took place because of his murderous nature, because of Lady Macbeth's or ambition. It is said that it is true, or it is the proverb, or it is the fact that it is said that one must be ambitious but not over ambitious. One must not be over ambitious, but in the case of Lady Macbeth, she becomes over ambitious, and such over ambitious nature, murderous nature, what happened? He became the king. And so, what the prophecy of the three witches told, that is very well known to Banquo, and he has one son named Nagnath. Now, after the death of King Duncan, Macbeth becomes the King Macbeth. But so in his newly become king, he arranges a huge party for each and everyone, and he also invites Banquo, who also his close friend. Macbeth knows that Banquo very well knows the every story of the witches because he was with him. When the witches has told that you will become the Thane of Quarter, next witches says you will become the king. So Banquo has a doubt that Macbeth has murdered King Duncan and become. So in the late night, when he has arranged the party, the same night, this Macbeth has arranged a murder plot of Banquo. When he will reach in the Meadows, he appoints some murders and they, as per the plan, murder Banquo, but somehow his son run away, Madcap. So, in this way, this King Duncan dies. Banquo dies means here Macbeth murders these two people, and everywhere Macbeth's name become the murderous king instead of the ideal king. So what happened in the course of time, when he was doing murder after murder, the another side, on the opposite side, Banquo's son Macduff, along with King Duncan's son, they arrange a plot of murdering Macbeth, the murderous king, who has exploited many, murdered many, and so what happened? Meanwhile, Lady Macbeth, who was more ambitious, also gets shocked because of such murders, natures, and murders and murders and murders. She becomes mad and also loses her life. And when every situation was going against, that Macbeth goes to the witches and asks his further future. What will happen with him in future? At that time, the witches say, yes, no naturally born will kill you. You will be you forever. No naturally born son will kill you. Macbeth comes and becomes very happy that everybody born naturally. Nobody born unnatural. Unnatural means Caesarean born, early born. So he was become happy, and at the same time he says further that when this Macduff along with his forces march on Macbeth, at the time also Macbeth says to the Macduff, no naturally born will kill. And at that time Macduff says, I am a Caesarean born, premature born, not naturally born. So this Macduff attacks on Macbeth and he kills Macbeth. So my dear friend, this particular plot of Macbeth is because he was brave, he was a great warrior, he has everything, name, fame, everything. But he also gets the Thane of Quarter position. But he was not happy because such murderous nature, evil nature, more ambitious nature, and the prophecy, who became the victim of three witches, who follow the prophecy of the witches. So, my dear friends, these are some examples. These are some incidents are responsible for the death of Macbeth. So this is a little bit about the Macbeth and little bit about his tragedy. Now we will discuss the second one, that is the Othello. Othello is also one brave warrior. Othello is also a brave warrior and who loves Desdemona a lot. Maybe you might have seen the movie entitled as Omkara. Omkara movie was based on this play Othello. Dear students, Othello was a black novice, black racially he was black, by color he was black. In UK in those days, that is a color conflict. In America we have class conflict. color conflict. He was black and he fell in love with Desdemona, the white one, and whose father was not agree with the love of with Othello, so they run away and get married. And after Desdemona's father forgives them, and because Othello was a brave one and he definitely will be useful for him in future, so Desdemona's father make a compromise. When Othello and Desdemona lives happily and everything was going smoothly, at that time the villain Iago is responsible for the tragedy of these both. But condemning or blaming to Iago, there is also part of Othello. When these two lovers run away, get married against the father's wish, so just imagine how they love each other or how much love they do each other. But when one opportunity comes, there Othello appoints his close friend and promotes him to the higher position. And at that time, Iago thinks that Othello should nominate him for that post. But Othello has nominated the other one instead of Iago. So Iago was haunted with jealousy and decides to teach relation to the Othello. Why he has not chosen me? Instead, he had chosen someone else. So what happened? This Iago's wife works as a homemaid at Desdemona's home, Othello's home. So he requests him to steal some ideal thing of Othello which he has given to the Desdemona. So he steals, means what Iago had said, his wife steals the handkerchief is told in the play and the waistband is told in the film. So he steals, and the same what happens, the same handkerchiefs Iago gives to the nominated one. ज्याचं Othello नॉमिनेशन केलेलं असतं मोठ्या पदावर, Iago स्वतः अपेक्षित असतो तिथं, परंतु तो न झाल्यामुळे तो Othello रिव्हेंज घेण्यासाठी, यांचं फॅमिली लाईफ डिस्टर्ब करण्यासाठी आपल्या पत्नीला सांगून डेस्डिमोनाची Othelloनं दिलेले रुमाल तो चोरून होतो. आणि Iago काय करतो, तो रुमाल ज्याचं प्रमोशन केलेलं आहे Othello, Iago अपेक्षित होता त्याऐवजी त्या मित्राला देतो. आणि तो काय करतो, आपल्या प्रेयसीला देतो. म्हणजे सांगण्याचा उद्देश आहे की इन द कोर्स ऑफ टाइम देन Othello and Iago come together and Iago says to the Othello that you love Desdemona a lot, but what happened? Desdemona in return doesn't love you, and whatever means your ideal valuable handkerchief which you have given to the Desdemona, he has given to her lover whom you have nominated as a representative or as ideal post. When Othello goes to the Desdemona and asks for the same handkerchief about which Iago told or Iago through his wife has stolen, but Desdemona doesn't get it, and the same handkerchief Iago shows to the Othello is with his the nominated one. ज्याला त्याने नॉमिनेट केलं होतं, Iagoची ऐवजी बाबा त्यानं तुझ्यासोबत प्रेम करतो डेस्डिमोना सोबत, तुम्ही मला नॉमिनेट केलं नाही, त्याची ऐवजी त्याने केलं. And so Othello becomes furious, doubtful for the nature of Desdemona, because Iago succeed in his plan of taking revenge on Othello, and so that what happened, Othello thinks that he loves her lot, they have love marriage, eloped marriage, then also Desdemona loves to the other one instead of me. So what happened? Othello doesn't interact with Desdemona over the case. तो डेस्डेमोना सोबत ह्या विषयावर बोलत नाही आणि रात्रीला तो तिला झोपेमध्ये मारून टाकतो उशीनं पिल्लो दाबून. आणि the very next moment after the murder of Desdemona he kills himself, so both dies. जे फक्त सिंपल एअरच्या प्लॅनमुळं हे दोघं मृत्यू पावतात. The ideal lovers Othello and Desdemona dies without their any fault. The fault of Othello is that he believed on Iago. He believed on false rumor, false information, instead talking frankly with his wife, Desdemona, whom he loved deeply, whom he loved more than anything else. So without any interaction, he kills her and himself also. But after late, Iago's wife come to know that due to the Iago, this ideal couple dies. So Iago's wife kills Iago when he comes home. So my dear friends, such ideal lovers, the great warriors, like Othello, kills himself, kills his wife because of doubt. So before the doubt, before the murder, he has once interact to his wife Desdemona, but he failed to interact, and due to that lack of interaction, the death took place. So these are two tragedies. Again, in the next lecture, we will discuss some more, and then we will move to the play Julius Caesar. So, my dear friends, with this I stop here.